start the recording, and let's start by getting our reputation up with the dwarves. We'll get up to the level 7, so that then I've got however long it is. I think it's about 10 days? Yeah, 10 days worth of dailies. 2 weeks in order to get the final rank up. I've also leveled Red Mage up to nearly 95. I should be reading this. I just went into autopilot because I've just been doing the Dwarf dailies to get this rank up. And completely blanked on the fact that actually no, I need to read these ones, that it's important dialogue. I've got some bad news and some more bad news. Which do you want first? Alright, I'll pick. For starters, I hear the chief's been spending more and more time checking his beard in the mirror. That can only mean one thing. It's almost beard time. What are we gonna do? At this rate, we'll never make it. As for the other bit of bad news, some of the workers have turned tail and run back to the village before they get in any more trouble. Now, there ain't enough people to handle production or bring in raw materials. Regit, Carrot, and the others are already at the breaking point. I even thought about asking Ozug for help, but I can't bloody find her. Think, Ronit, think, there must be a way. Maybe a nice, relaxing stroll will clear my head. Yeah, a quick trip to scenic Damspole should sort me right out. Whatever you do, don't follow me. Even if you think I might get eaten by hungry beasties, don't follow me. Yes, definitely don't do that. Ronit definitely does not want you to follow him to Dampsole. I think he wants us to follow him. Obligatory error pop-up. To be fair, that is the first one I've seen in a little while. Sup? Heh, I see you understood my subtle hints. You see, I wanted a word with you, away from the others. It's a bit of a touchy subject, and I don't want them getting discouraged or nothing. You're good at keeping secrets, ain't you? Alright. Truth is, I'm finding it all a bit much. The pressure, the responsibility. I've always been a loner, and nothing I ever did made a lot of difference to anyone else. Whereas it seems to me, you're the opposite. By the sounds of it, people are always turning to you for help. Don't you ever worry you'll make some sort of horrible mistake and, I don't know, cause the end of the world or something? What's your secret? I get by with a little help from my friends. You're right. I didn't get this far without my friends. I'm gonna need them in the days to come. What's his anvil ain't just a place. It's the people who make it what it is. Thanks. I feel a lot better now. And with the great What's-his blood flowing in my veins, there ain't nothing I can't overcome. Of course, got What's-his hammer as well, thanks to you finding it for me. Not that I ever use it, mind you. I'm keeping it safely hidden away until the day comes I'm skilled enough to wield it myself. This thing, just a normal, everyday hammer, mate. Nothing special, but gets the job done. Point is, gives me something to look forward to. A reason not to give up. Can't go disappointing my illustrious ancestor now, can I? Still, honing my own skills is all well and good, but if I really want to go down in the history books, I've got to think big. Think beyond what I'm capable of doing on my own. And with friends like you, how can I go wrong? Right, I better get back to the workshop before I run out of steam again. I found my motivation, and all I need is a plan. Huh. Wonder what Watts would do at a time like this. Shame his expertise was in automata and not tanks. Now all I need is a plan. Automata. The Megasonic Frog Boy! And Regit and Carrot? I thought you two was working. We just fancied a spot of eavesdropping. Hope you don't mind. Yes, we heard everything. I wish you'd said something sooner. You don't have to bear the burden on your own, you know. Let us share the load. Share the load. Alright, but don't say I didn't warn you. Wait, what was it the Frog Boy said just now? I know it's only copying what we say, but I feel like it was hinting at something. Now all I need is a plan. Automata. That's it! What is? I see. Load. It's good to have you here, Queen. Actually, we thought Ozog might be here too. She's nowhere to be seen. Gog or not, we'll need all the pair of hands we can get. Perhaps she made her way back to the workshop by now. We should probably do likewise. I'm lazy. And it gives me an excuse to have more of this tart. Because there's nothing quite like a tart on your tongue. And that can be interpreted multiple ways. Thanks to the Frog Boy, the way forward seems clear. Come on, I'll show you what I have in mind. I'm going to use this space to build something that will speed up production. I can't do it all on my own. That reminds me, I thought Ozog was supposed to be around here somewhere. Ah, did you miss me? She bought friends. Sorry to keep you waiting. Took the liberty of inviting a few friends of yours. Knew it was only a matter of time before you needed my help. My skills don't come cheap, you know. Say Luke and I may not be engineers, but we're also not averse to a bit of hard work. Yes, just point out what needs doing and leave the rest to us. Really, considering what you've done for us, Master Ronnet, it'd be our pleasure to assist you. You travelled all this way just to help me? Well, not you, Larathia. You only live round the corner. But I'm grateful all the same. I'm so happy. Aww. Alright. There's plenty of work to be done and not much time to do it. As for you, just because all these people have shown up doesn't mean you're off the hook. Time to put my plan into action. By using a load of existing automaton parts, I'll be able to upgrade the workshop and build the rest of the tanks. Even with just this small number of us. Still, there are a few things that need to be made from scratch, and I've got a whole crate worth of parts I want you to make. anything less than perfection and it might blow up in our faces, so bring me your finest work, alright? Fetch a Matic Mechatoad or dish out whatever materials you might need. I'm counting on you. So difficult. Where is it? Let me see. Great work as always. I better put this to use right away. There's not a moment to spare. Ah, they're fisting. With the day of reckoning looming ever closer, Ronnet has decided that it would be quicker to construct an entire factory, complete with automaton workers, than build 4 tanks identical to the one he's already completed. But Ronnet's mind moves in mysterious ways. What Ronnet lacks in effective time management, he more than makes up for with sheer stubbornness in the face of overwhelming odds. Perhaps this is what has earned him the respect and loyalty of his ragtag collection of friends. And yet, in spite of his efforts, time moves on, and then that fateful day arrived. The chief will be here any minute. Still have one more tank to finish. After. I have an idea. Come with me. We'll try to buy you some time. You get that last tank completed, no matter what it takes. I mean, didn't he double the number of tanks that he needed to make himself? So don't they probably have enough for what the chief needed? What you doing, girl? Ugh. Not used to all this running about. Here, take this. It's a nitro brew, an alcoholic beverage that doubles as paint stripper, and it's strong enough to knock out a bison. If we leave these kegs in the road, Zamet's bound to help himself to a few swigs. Don't give me that look. You clearly don't know how a dwarf's mind works. Look, there isn't much time. This is the best I could come up with. Just put them over there and let dwarven nature take its course. They're tiny kegs. Then again, I suppose if it's something that doubles as paint stripper, that's quite a lot of it. should do it. And now, we wait. What? He's already here? Why is Chief Glag with him? More importantly, did the Nitro Brew do its job? I'm pretty sure it did. It must be my lucky day. And besides, it'd be a shame to let all that grog go to waste. For once, I agree with you, you old swine. Hey, shut up. Oh, bollocks. What did you say? Just a couple of dwarves knocked out in the rain. Come on, Ronit. They won't stay like this forever. Hmm? What happened? Was I asleep? Ugh, my head feels like it's been stepped on by a Talos. Booze must have been involved. Ah, aren't there supposed to be tanks around here somewhere? Ah, too little too late. Yes, notice a distinct lack of tanks. And declare this contest well and truly not so fast! The hills are alive with the sound of tanks. Run it! What? The bloody hells. Rolling tankards at your service. What's wrong with you two? Aren't you going to congratulate me on my hard-earned victory? No, we bloody well will not. Have you any idea what you've put us through? Did I say my hard-earned victory? Of course, what I meant to say was our hard-earned victory. Yes, yes. Slip of the tongue, that's all. Is that any better? Well, Ronit, you did it, fair and square. No underhanded dirty tricks. At least none that I'm aware of. Ozog, though I've yet to decide your punishment for consorting with Tholls, I will say this. You've demonstrated the superiority of GOG engineering, without which those tanks would never have seen the light of day. Listen, Chief, I didn't do this because I'm a GOG. I did this because I'm a member of What's Anvil. So stick that in your pipe and smoke it. All this talk of Thol and GOG has reminded me of something important. We don't often talk about this, but When I were a lad, my chief once told me that Thol and Gog were once part of a single tribe. And into that one tribe was born a boy. His name was Watts. He was blessed with curiosity and imagination in abundance, and grew up to become the greatest inventor our kind has ever known. But sadly, the automata he created caused a rift in our people. Some wanted to use them as workers, while others saw them as tools of war. We all know how that ended. The limp-bearded Thols content to dig their holes and till their soil, and the mighty Gogs crushing their enemies and sowing the fields with their blood. Glory to Comra! A pox on Comra. A pox? Is that the worst you Thols can muster? Stop squabbling, the pair of you. I want to hear the rest of the story. Yes. As I was saying, Watts was beside himself to think that his beloved inventions could leave with such strife. He locked away the rest of his designs so they could never bring harm to his fellow dwarves. And those designs included the tank. It all makes sense now. No wonder he didn't want no one finding him. If I hadn't opened that safe, somebody else would have eventually. How did you open it anyway? It was locked tight. Well, it was a long time ago, so I ain't quite sure, but I remember I used a coin. One given to me by a Gog, I think. That coin. It's the one I gave you. You mean you're that Gog girl from all those years ago? Maybe this is how Watts planned it all along. His descendants working side by side. It weren't the technology that were at fault. It was us dwarves and our bickering what caused us to live apart as Thol and Gog. But now, one of Watts' ideas might build a bridge between us. Shut up, you daft sod. You think this is all it takes to wash away generations of bad blood? Bah! But on the other hand, we Gogs admire Watts just as much as you Thols. If you're right, which would be a first, it's worth some thought. Trouble is, it all seems a little too convenient. The coin, the chance reunion, all the other coincidences. There are probably a load more I don't even know about. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. You see, all the coincidences in the world won't do you no good if you ain't got the gumption to make the most of them. Something run it in Ozog having spades. Right, that's enough blathering out of me. I'm off for a pint at the Crystarium on my way home. If you two think this is the end, think again. 5 tanks is just the start. It'll take more than that to solve the world's troubles. Alright, I hear you. Now bugger off and let's get on with it. That's funny. I thought those two were enemies. Probably got more in common than they realise. Anyway, it's time to go back to the anvil. I mean, so far, I've not even made it to, Heavensturn, never mind Pyros. So, you and Ozog brought me some time, did you? Should have bought a bit more by the sounds of it. Just joking. If it weren't for you two, I'd never have made it. I suppose that's what What's His Anvil's all about. You lot working your asses off to make me look good. Something like that, anyway. It's like the chief said, a measly 5 tanks ain't gonna right the world's wrongs, so I reckon 500 ought to do it. We better get back to work and no slacking. I have a wider selection, but I don't get any extra stuff. Okay. But we can get the actual tank itself, which is always good. And I've already got everything else for just now. Tank. Tank. I don't get the... Yeah, okay, I don't get the replenish allowance. That kind of sucks, but it's fine. Alright, let's go and do Heavensturn, the New Year's event. Which I believe is usually in Limsa. Okay, yep, no, that make... Okay. Apparently there was an actual error. Except the game is still fine. Okay, it's just a different type of pop-up I'm going to ignore. Okay, so we've got some high-priced dye. Which dye do we get? Metallic blue. Okay. I guess I didn't have metallic. I just had the other two blues. So it's probably up in the Arth Castle? If I have to guess. Heavensturn trivia. That'll be it. And that's right, we get a like albino version of the Great Serpent. My, you look ready for all manner of arduous journeys and feats of valor. An adventurer, perchance? Pray, forgive my idle speculation. I am known as the Hebi Byogo, or Bugyo, and along with my fellow delegates have come to these shores that we might share our Heavensturn custom with the fine folk of Eorzea. Both our peoples mark the turning of one year to the next, but how we do so differs in a few key respects. In Eorzean tradition, the 12 choose one of their number to guide the realm throughout the coming year. In the Far East, however, custom dictates we honour one of the 12 noble beasts. This year's totem is none other than the Hebi, although the term snake might be more familiar to Eorzean ears. Where I hail from, this oft-reviled creature represents longevity and regeneration, owing to the miraculous manner in which the Hebi emerges anew, time and time again after shedding its skin. That many and more may benefit from the noble beast's blessings, my fellow delegates and I have devised what we hope will be an entertaining little event. I present to you the inaugural Slithery Trivia Trial. Participants will wend their way snake-like through the city streets and answer the questions posed by the trivia taskmasters they encounter. I have bid my sisters, the 3 Hebi Yoriki, await their charges at certain locations throughout Limsa. She cute. She also cute. As for you, adventurer, I urge you to seek them out and put your knowledge of Far Eastern customs to the test. And rest assured that an auspicious prize is yours for the taking should you succeed. Consider it a means of stocking up on good fortune before your next foray out into the world. How about it? Have I piqued your interest? This little event of ours is first and foremost about promoting insight and understanding. To that end, should you find yourself stumped during the quiz, simply say so, and my sisters will provide a helpful hint. If it is a perfect score you seek, you may also wish to speak with the Heavensturn and acquire the knowledge you need. The first quizmaster you shall face is the eldest of my younger sisters, the blue Heavensturn. You'll find her a short distance north of here. Pray, shed your misgivings and venture forth. Okay. Now, is this going to be actual Japanese customs? Or are we talking of, like, in-universe customs? Good morrow to you, my lady. I am the Heavensturn, a member of a Far Eastern delegation come to share our traditions of Heavensturn. Blah, 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 blah. We Far Easterners are fond of our superstitions, one of which concerns the Hebi, a creature said to bestow great fortune. But Hebi are as multifarious as they are scaly, and while each species has their merits, white Hebi in particular are revered for their rarity. But there's one serpent that stands, or rather slithers, above the rest. That is the fabled great white Sushinoko, luck giver supreme. Traditionally, the people of Hingashi have used rice cakes to decorate their homes, and represent the creature when praying for its blessing. Alas, in modern times, sightings of a real serpent have all but ceased. Okay. So, white serpent, Sushinoko, rice cakes in Hingashi. Those are probably the 3 bits of information I need to know. The bracing ocean air, the hustle and the bustle. What a marvellous place. I do hope my dear sisters and I get a chance to do some sightseeing. Oh, I keep getting caught up in the charms of this fair city. I have a question for you, slithery trivia trial contender. Let me see. Ready? As you are no doubt aware, the snake is considered a most auspicious creature in my native Hingashi. But what blessing can one hope to receive from the humble Hebi? Fair fortune? Wonderful, simply wonderful. Snakes are indeed said to be bringers of fortune. By the way, there exists one scalekin in particular known to lavish extra helpings of luck on those who encounter it. The Sushinoko. Where other serpents are sleek and slender, the Sushinoko is broad and bulbous. Alas, few have ever laid eyes upon its decidedly unsnake-like form. Anyhow, that brings my section of the quiz to an end. You'll find my younger sister, the yellow Hebi by the Drowning Wench. Pay her a visit for the next round of Slithery Trivia Trial. That's the one I mean. Because booty. I've not worn this glam very much since, so I do kind of like it. It's just it kind of fits as a piece. By the Kami, this city's absolutely packed with people. There's enough to send you dizzy. Give me a moment, contender. You're aware that the snake is a symbol of luck, yes? Well, some snakes are luckier than others, and they happen to have one thing in common, their colour. Any guesses as to what that might be? White. Very good. White is the correct answer. White snakes are rare, mystical creatures, hence the association with good fortune. But when it comes to rarity and mystique, there's one snake that deserves special mention. The elusive great white Sushinoko. In times past, people would pray to the lucky serpent in the hopes of receiving its blessings. In the past 100 years or so, there hasn't been a single recorded sighting of the creature. Its existence is all but a fable these days. Anyway, You've just one question left. Head to the Bismarck to see my little sister, the red Hebi Yoriki. Oh, what heavenly smells! I must remember to visit the Bismarck and pick up a few tasty treats for my sisters. There you are, contender. I've been waiting for you. Hope you're ready for the last question. I assume you heard all about how we Far Easterners used to revere the great white Tsushinoko, yes? I'm guessing my sister also told you how there's not been a sighting for over a century now. A crying shame, I tell you. Still, the people of Hingashi, being the resourceful people they are, found a suitable surrogate to pay respects to during Heavensturn. Any idea as to what they might have turned to? Rice cakes. Rice cakes, precisely. To be honest with you, I was surprised an Eorzean would even have an inkling. Colour me impressed. When I say cake, you're probably thinking of something nice and light. But the rice cakes we decorate our homes with during Heavensturn in Hingashi are rock hard. We take one pebbly hard rice cake and stack it on top of another. You have to use your imagination a little, but they're supposed to look like the Great White Tsushinoko themselves. Well, that brings us to the end of the Slithery Trivia Trial. Thanks for taking part. We can't forget your prize now, can we? For your efforts, a gift born of the finest, painstaking Hingashi craftsmanship. And it will all be yours in a matter of moments. Hold on, Blast, I could have sworn we had plenty left. Under normal circumstances, you'd be walking away with an exquisite white Tsushinoko ornament, positively overflowing with good fortune. But surrounded by all these enticing scents, I completely forgot to restock. My big sister's going to be livid. Hello. Oh, seems there was one left after all. Whew, sorry about all that. Anyhow, it's all yours. Oh, and it's impertinent to even ask, I know, but could I trouble you to tell my sister, the Hebi Bogyo, I've run out of prizes? I'll happily fetch more myself, but I ought to stay here just in case another trivia challenger shows up. So, can I count on you? Much obliged. May the Kami guide you. The New Year's events are always pretty simple. So this has literally just been run through these locations and answer a few questions that we're going to give you the answers to. I think there was it the year before last that they actually had, they brought back a previous event where there was an armor set that you got at the end of it, but you actually had to like go around and do fates and stuff to do a storyline. That one was pretty good. I think that was Heavensturn. Am I to understand that my sister allowed prize supplies to run out and asked you to report this fact to me in her stead? Clearly, my efforts at disciplining her have fallen short of the mark. I must redouble my efforts. Please accept my sincere apologies. I shall send someone along forthwith to replenish our stocks. What have we here? Did you perhaps drop your prize? Mochi! Mochi! By the kami! Our prizes may be exquisitely crafted, but they are mere ornaments. They do not possess the faculty for speech or locomotion, I can assure you. Which leads me to think, could this be the fabled great white Tsushinoko of yore? Unseen and unheard of for generations. To think I'd lived to see the day. What a wonderfully auspicious occasion this is. But I must say, it's passing strange the great white Tsushinoko should appear in Eorzea of all places. Perhaps it found its way on board our delegation's vessel before we set sail. Perhaps you'd be willing to take the creature with you on your journey. Of course, for our delegation, the Sacred Serpent's coming is an event of great historical importance. Nevertheless, we cannot discount the notion the Great White Tsushinoko chose to appear before you in particular, that you might benefit from its blessings. Besides, it appears quite taken with you. Mochi! Before I forget, I should point out that omikuji are available to draw for the rest of the Heavensturn season. It might prove to be a delightful distraction ere matters great and small call you to the road once again. Not that you need fear drawing a less than encouraging fortune. Nay, with the grey white Tsushinoko at your side, you're sure to overcome any hardships that come slithering your way. You have my heartfelt thanks for joining in with this humble endeavour of ours. May the hallowed Hebi guide you on your path of fortune till the heavens turn once again. The Far Eastern Omikujushi is offering his services for the remainder of the Heavensturn festivities this year. Speak with him to see what fortune has in store for you after your rendezvous with the Great White Tsushinoko. Cool! And with that, let's head back to Hingashi and then Pyros. And yes, for those that are watching this on YouTube, the rest of the stream will be Pyros. So if you don't care, you can skip the rest of the video. Just because I know there's been a lot of Eureka recently. So, I still need... just over 4,000... well... 4.1 thousand... Pyros crystals. Okay, there is no point me shouting. This is a fresh instance. That is both great and unfortunate. Because it means I won't be able to summon Skull. But I can spawn fucking everything else. All by myself. Don't wanna be I'm by myself. Just checking if there is an elemental, because usually there's one around here. No? Okay. I could summon YY. I can summon them solo, but it is not easy. So I guess let's head up and do like Elthers and those three, because they're near the teleport. This is part of the issue that I have with Pyros, though, is either you load into an instance where everything is already dead, or you're the only person in the instance. Which makes it difficult to spawn some of the higher level stuff. And now we have to wait until things respawn. That's it, bunch up. Ah, I'm no longer alone. Although they're only level 40. So they won't be able to help spawn Skull either. And there's a chance that they're bunny bots. Come on, Eldhurst. So yeah, I need 4,131 more Pyros crystals And I need 9 more penny kills. Whereas I only need 6 more PW kills in Hydatos. What is the next thing that I should complete? I mean, it should probably be Pleiades for... I think it is Pleiades, isn't it? No, it's the Elemental Astrometer. It may have been Pleiades in Animos. But the Astrologian weapon. Because then I'll have done all of the tanks and all of the healers. I could run to the Scorpions. Never mind. It's as soon as you give up. It's as soon as you give up. I've shouted it in case any of these other guys want to join it. Well, I guess we've got at least one person joining. Papa. Okay, we've got one more person on the way. Which is probably this Yoshikore. I doubt that the level 40s are on their way, although they would get experience for this. Though I don't think they'd have that teleport. Because I think that's a level 45 teleport? Maybe? Oh, you kidding? You're kidding, I didn't get gold? I might need to switch to a tank. Or I should have joined their party, but they would have had to have invited me. I mean, if those guys wanted to team up, we could probably spawn Skull, although it's a bit late in the weather now, to be honest. So they probably wouldn't actually spawn. Unfortunately, there's no chance of Penny, because she isn't available to spawn for 300 minutes. Yeah. Not 3 hours, but 5 hours. I personally think it's ridiculous that it can take that long for her to be available to spawn. But it's the way it is. Like, I think she should spawn every, like, 3 hours or so. Or should be spawnable on average once every 3 hours. Because then you've got 4 opportunities each day. Then again, I suppose it's only really an issue for me because I'm doing every relic. Sweet. Okay, so the other party is on their way over. So it turns out the guys that joined me for Elder's also only got silver. Okay, here's the guys. Sweet. So the entire instance is in one party. Still haven't seen an elemental. Oh, I've been slapped. level 40s are still a bit new to Eureka. Wisdom of the plate bearer comes from more people. I may as well go and try for Iris. The guy up north was trying to spawn elders, but didn't realize that it had already been spawned. Since there's some extra people in the instance, we'll just shout out the tracker. Make sure everyone's got it, because they don't appear to be bots as nobody's gone for bunnies yet. Just showing off the awesome amounts. As you do. Orb. What's my rarest mount? Might be Blackjack, honestly. I mean, I can double check. I've not actually checked my LOL achievements in a while. Yes, it is. It's Blackjack. Blackjack is my rarest. I expected them to take some amount of damage as they weren't all a high enough level for this, but apparently not. Nice little iris cube. Where is that person? Oh, they found an elemental. Oh, okay, there's one there. I don't orphan. I mean, that's true. I don't orphan. I have both my parents. But I don't often go that way. Because I generally just travel to that one. Carbonite, factory, fiery, whatever the fuck. Okay, yeah, there's a fair few more people now. That's actually pretty busy for Pyros at like 20 to 10 at night. Okay, I don't think anyone else is on the way. God, I hate paralysis as on a caster. Okay, so they are trying desperately. Desperately trying to summon Skull with like 4 minutes left on their timer. I like that glitch effect on those wings. Because that's the Dawn Trail Extremes mounts. And so far, there's only one Dawn Trail trial that I know what it looks like, and that's the Vajrandra, I think it is? Which kind of looks Quetzalcoatl-y. I'll be nice and go and res that guy. They actually managed. To spawn Skull. I'm impressed. Oh, okay, they got up already. Fair enough. That's an interesting mount. That looks like fucking Baymax in Big Hero 6. Okay, well this will put us over 500 crystals, which is pretty good. There we go. Sweet. We may as well all go YY. Never mind. Lane bricks is popped. So we'll do YY after lane bricks. But I now only need 4,012 crystals. So after lane bricks, I will need less than 4,000 crystals. It is important to celebrate these milestones, even if they seem arbitrary. I know there's one elemental down near the firing chamber, Aetheryte, but I still find it weird that I've not seen either of the other two yet. They must be over on, like, the east side of the map, because I've not really been there yet. Well, given that we started as the only person in the instance, this actually hasn't gone that badly. We've got a reasonable little party. So if we go and do yin yang, we can then do lumberjack and Glau. And to be honest, then that's pretty much as full of pull as most people will bother with, but we can still do like Graph and Batum and the rest. I think the only one that I really just don't ever bother with is Lucosia and Floros. If they spawned, I'd still kill them, but I just don't bother trying to spawn them because they give so little. There's almost always an elemental around here, I feel. So I'm a little surprised that there doesn't appear to be one. Wherever Ghidra is, they've just died. But I'm not entirely sure where they are. Oh, they're still trying to teleport. Okay. Hi, why? Oh. Still got a few people on the way. Of course. Everyone keeps coming into the instance. Just as we're about to... Okay, so we're just waiting. It's literally been like, we're just about to pull. Someone says they're on their way. Just gonna keep an eye on that guy's health. Because he might need it. Told you. Alright, I just need 50 more crystals. And I can finish another relic. But we also now need less than 4,000. Okay, I'm gonna head up to Lumberjack. Is the elemental still here? Maybe. Can't really be asked going and getting it. I don't need it. It's nice to have it, but I don't need it. Deliberately trying to aggro as much as possible so it's distracted for the lower levels behind me. It's the worst when you get slapped when you're not the main target for these guys. Because you just have to wait the entire time. They don't knock you out of it. I'll give him a minute to gather them together. I'm not in any rush. Where's the Delphine come from? Yeah, I'm on something spawn. Every so often I just have to make sure that Grap hasn't been spawned. Although, to be fair, the South Bunnies isn't up, so even if Graf was spawned, there's still a possibility for something else. I feel like they're not geared, but they are. Oh, they've got Martialist. They probably also have Magicite in offense, and that'll be why they're taking so much damage. Probably. I would have expected something to have popped by now. Jeez. Oh, blue. Some people probably aren't going to bother going. But I need all the crystals I can get my hands on. Even if it's only, I think Lou only gives like 10 crystals? I mean, that's still double what you get from double what you get in high dash colors a lot of the time. Blah, blah. I kind of wish they'd been trying to spawn Batum instead. Oh, okay, there's an elemental all the way up there. interesting that they've prioritized that fate over Luco. Although at the same time, Lucosia's, again, barely any crystals, so I can't exactly blame them. Cool, we should be good to pull then. Wow, pot. Oh, it's only 8 crystals. It's less than I thought. Still, it gets me over 600. Shadow is about to die. Oh, but they're nearly done. Never mind. Has Ghidra stayed with them? No. But I think they have Rays. No, wait, but they're with me. Ah. Who's that? Yoshi. Okay, well, someone got them up. So I don't have to worry about it. It's one of my favorite things to not do. Worry about something. Oh, did we just pull? Or I think they're resetting. Are we pulling? Plate bearer privilege. Sweet. Just 12 more crystals, and I can finish another Pyros relic. After Jack, I'll probably pop Gra, so that should be quick. And then I'll call it there, because Eldhurst is 45 minutes off being respawnable. So I'll finish, I'll get Astro up to Pyro stage. And then that'll probably be where I call it for today. But still, that's a decent little bit of progress. I mean, I could murder Sophist as well, but I think it might be Sophist that gives like 12 crystals. Lumberjack really doesn't want to spawn, does he? He's shy. There they are. I just realized, did I accept a... I did. I just haven't done any of it. I should do that. Because I still need to get Red Mage up to 98, but that won't be very long. It's probably a couple of days of actually doing my daily roulettes, which I've not done. Similarly with Black Mage, it's just a few days of doing PvP roulettes. Once Black Mage is leveled, I'll move on to Ninja for PvP, probably. And I'll start... I should level... Sage. Probably. Because Sage and Reaper I'll need leveled for Endwalker. Though I've got a little bit before I need to worry about them too much. But it'd be good to get them up to 90 at least. I mean, it's worth leveling Reaper because I've already got Dragoon up to 98, so then they can share gear without me having multiple slots taken up in my armory chest. Yeah, we had set a pull time, so this isn't an early pull. Although I am sleeping for the entirety of the Weeping Willow. Could spawn the owl. That you normally don't see too much of. Might go and do that before Wrath. But I have enough crystals for the next relic. So Dragon Star. Eldhurst is still 37 minutes away. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna wait that. Yeah, they're already dead. I can pretty much guarantee you that they're gonna pop Graph before Owl. It's probably gonna happen. We honestly don't need 2 DPS on these. Not, at least not max level. Probably physio geared. Oh no. Never mind. Not physio geared. Just glamoured the elemental armor. Albeit, Elemental 1 is still worse than just level 6 gear. It isn't until it gets the haste and, no, the elemental bonus that it becomes better. For Eureka. Hey, Patinga, how you doing? Welcome. You good? Good. I'm doing alright. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I won't lie, I haven't gotten very much done today. Despite not starting streaming until late. But I played some games with someone that I had met through Bumble BFF. And had a decent time. It was a bit awkward because it took us like an hour to get through some technical difficulties trying to get Divinity Original Sin 2 to work. But once we got it to work, it was a fun time. Yeah, I figured we would get the Final Fantasy stream in today instead of tomorrow, because I started late today. So I could do some more Pyros, I could do the Heavensturn event and rank up with the Dwarves. And I get all that stuff done. And then tomorrow we can do a whole day of Mario Sunshine, and hopefully it doesn't make me want to rip my hair out. This fucker doesn't want to spawn. We really don't need 3 people here. How are you finding Core Keeper Tingo. That's a game that I've been eyeing up for quite a while for like a good off-stream game. Although I think I was trying to find it on Switch, which I think it is on there, but just it never goes on sale because it's the Switch. I think I even tried to find it on tablet, because it's the kind of game that you'd expect to be on there. You like it a lot? Yeah. These guys really are just being shy. Yeah, it hits the sandbox survival game tingle you have every once in a while. I can understand that. And it's not overly complicated, yeah. That does tend to be the payoff. Is either you've got like a really good world and there's lots to do in it, but there's so many different things that like you can end up getting lost in watching YouTube videos of like how to properly set stuff up. Or it's just a bit surface level and not very good. It can be quite difficult to find the ones that get it right in the middle. Core Keeper has relatively good ways of doing things. You can automate, but it isn't overboard. Yeah. Like, that's one of the things that kind of puts me off trying something like Satisfactory. Because I know, like, it's the point of Satisfactory is that you can build these elaborate networks and systems and stuff to automate everything. But you can end up with something that is just so complicated. And some things you legit can't automate in Core Keeper. Satisfactory's not a game in your opinion, it's an engineer's wet dream. I can understand that. But then there's Factorio as well. Yeah, Factorio I know can be fucking ridiculous, and I'm kind of tempted by it. I like automating things and setting up systems, but like personally, I'm not a fan of Minecraft. Like the control scheme is a little jank, and I find it a bit slow paced and stuff. But like doing something like Skyblock where you're setting up those systems and like there's more challenge to it and it's cerebral, I think I would enjoy. Both the games that you do not want to try due to you being an engineer and your never-ending will to make everything perfect in your way and also automating things. You'd go into a never-ending loop. Yeah, I don't worry about necessarily trying to get the most efficient, but what I will do is I will make systems for everything. So like I will have a a quarry that feeds into my ore refinery, which feeds into my... And, like, it can be modular and not necessarily, like, properly, like, most efficient in space. But it will be set up in such a way that, like, okay, this makes sense, and I can follow the flow of my goods the whole way around. I quite liked, there was a mod pack, I think it was Rocket, in Minecraft that added a lot of that stuff. Like 10 years ago. Where you could have, like, sorting systems so that you could just dump all of your items in one chest and then it would sort it out into a bunch of other chests, which is the kind of thing that I quite like. Like, I hate inventory management like that. I would like to be able to just dump everything in one chest and it gets sorted to where I need it to be. Major issue with that in Satisfactory Factory is the division of resources. This thing gives 60 per minute, that thing needs 20 per minute, and so forth and so forth. So you get anal with the numbers. Yeah, like you'd have one machine feeding into 3, or 3 machines feeding into 1, and stuff like that. I can understand that. As long as I have access to what I need, I don't worry too much if it's not necessarily... there isn't constant uptime and stuff like that. I tend to not get too anal with that. But, again, I don't really play games like Factorio or Satisfactory myself. It tends to be more stuff like if I do play something like Minecraft, building a farm that I can just press a button and redstone harvests everything and puts it into a chest for me and stuff like that. But we both know how I can like to fill my time with just the most mundane, monotonous shit in order to see number go up. Because you've seen how I played Arcade. Yeah, modded Minecraft is fun, but vanilla Minecraft doesn't interest me. And I'm just like you. If I was going to do something like Skyblock, I would want it to be on a server with other people. Most likely you, being honest. Arcade was a whole new level of number go up. We cannot be joined into the same group of people trying to play Market. We are a dangerous sort of people when joined together. Yeah. Because I was doing trade routes in order to make just loads of money. And that was all I did in Arcade. Like, I stopped doing any of the other content and just farmed and did market routes. Okay, I've already left. Every MMO we join, you manage to break the market in about 2 weeks. Knowing your group of friends, that makes a lot of sense. don't know enough about Final Fantasy XI to know what the market is like in that, but at the same time, when it does finally come time to me playing that, it's probably going to be on a private server anyway. Especially old MMOs where things stagnate, you find some funny ways for infinite money market playing. I can imagine, because when it's an old game, there tends to be bullshit like, oh, you can buy this item here for 20 gold, but you can sell it over here for 30. And shit like that. Because the game's just been going for so long, or has been stagnant for so long that they stopped caring about little numbers. Not just that. Oh no, I'm sure there's other stuff like stagnant markets forget about items with a lot of necessity but low amount. I've not done too badly on Afterburn for Gil. Like, I've still got 8 million on me now. To be fair, that is because I've leveled several classes so that they have level 98 gear, and I cannot get any better gear than that right now. But... and all of my crafters and gatherers are level 100. Although not all of them have gear. Like, I've got an armor set, but I don't have... I don't have, like, weapon and sub-weapon for all of the crafters. Yeah, avid exploiters of the laws of necessity in the markets. I mean, that's just basic economics. When supply outweighs demand, prices go down. When demand overpowers supply, prices go up. Scarcity and laziness are the two things that drive up prices. But for some reason, people forget to apply the laws of market to in-game markets a lot of time for some godforsaken reason. I can understand that. Though for the most part, at least in prominent, like, active things like Final Fantasy XIV, for example, the rules generally still apply. XIV's way too big to break. Given that you can DC travel, it is definitely harder to break. The biggest thing you can do is buy out a market and upscale the value. Oh yeah, you can definitely do that. But but eventually it evens out again quite quickly. Sometimes what I've seen is prices will be significantly lower for something on one world than they generally are. And so if you do a bit of like DC and world hopping, it's quite easy to get to turn around some items for massive profits, but it isn't something that you can do reliably, because it is very much so like, oh, for some reason there are 5 of this item selling for 500k each when they normally sell for like 2 million. So if I buy these 5, I can then just put them back up on the market for the price that they are in every other world, and people will buy it. But what it is it's people that don't use the tools to compare with like other worlds. If they don't use Universalis, then they may not be aware what the prices are on another world. So they just put it up for a random price that they think is right, which I still don't understand why they do that, because you can check what something's sold at previously. So I don't quite understand why someone would sell it for so much cheaper than it was sold previously. But, you know, if I come across a market that has nothing on it, I'll check what the last thing sold for and put it up for a similar price, if not checking Universalis to see what the price is on other worlds. The awkward thing is that you can only sell on your own world. You can buy on any world. So what you would expect is that you need to be competitive with the other worlds, because there is nothing stopping someone from traveling to that world in order to buy it for cheaper. But a lot of people don't bother because they're lazy. So if you are the only one selling an item on your world, you can still probably sell it for higher than on other worlds, purely because you're the only one offering it on that world, and the people that are lazy and won't check other worlds will still buy it. Or they'll be happy to pay a little bit more, because by the time that you reach endgame, you will have more gil than you have cents anyway. That spending an extra 100k in order to avoid traveling to a different world seems worth it. Yeah, sometimes you can buy low and sell high. It's a little bit weird because you've got the individual market for each world, but then you have the larger market, which kind of simulates international trade a little bit. In that if you're only buying products within your own country, you're going to hit a point where no one is selling it below this price. But then if you go to China, you could probably get it for cheaper. You get that you can reach a point where gil doesn't really matter, but you still think it shouldn't ever be like that. I can understand. It is odd. But if someone crashes the market on one world, that's why it's resilient, because it will crash on one world, but then people from other worlds will travel, they'll buy up the supply, and then the market equalizes again. And that's why you could crash the market for a product, but it's harder because of that built-in resilience. Generally. But I would still argue that this system tends to be more favorable for the player than something where, like, you have an auction house that is only for that individual world. Because then you could very easily break the market. If you have money by buying up all of the relatively rare mount that is reasonably priced and then selling it for a massive markup, because at that point you'd be the only person selling that item. Okay, well, basically everything's on cooldown. The only thing that we could spawn is Batum, which honestly isn't worth it. It just isn't. So, we are gonna do the Astrometer. Do I have enough penny? Yeah, I have enough penny flames. I don't have enough for the next relic, though. Okay, there we go. Astro. All the healers are now complete up to the end of Pyros. I just need to finish. It's not as good as the last stage of Anima, but that's not bad. Cool. There we go. And yeah, I now have 60% of all Pyros complete between both crystals and Penny Flames. I just need to kill Penny 9 more times and get 3,850 more crystals. Yeah. But what is nice is that I'm catching up to the number of penny flames that I have. So I'm probably going to have to buy some flames at some point. Which isn't the end of the world. It's better to have to buy flames than it is to have too many flames. Because you can't use the extra flames for anything. You can't sell them. You can't transform them into crystals or anything like that. But okay, we are getting there. I have 6 relics left to get through Pyros. Which I will probably focus on Monk next. Because I think that the Monk weapon, I've been told, actually looks good. Because it's basically just flaming fists. But yeah. Alrighty. Let's check in with our retainers, and then I'll finish up for the day. Again, I don't necessarily need to get all of the Eureka relics finished by the time that I go into Bosnia, but I at least want to have all of the Pyros ones finished. Because Hydatos, if I just keep an eye out for Baldessian Arsenal, I can snipe support fates and slowly build it up, and I don't mind doing that too much. But there isn't anything like that that I can do for Pyros. I just have to grind it out. Well, those were both disappointing. Fair enough. Well, we got the new minion to add to our collection of serpents. Yeah. And we ranked up with the dwarves, so I think, yeah, that's just shy of 10 days. So in a little over a week, we'll be finished with all of the allied societies in Shadowbringers, which will be nice. Because then I only have to worry about doing my roulettes and leveling. It's cool. The next stream, there's a decent chance that it's going to still be more Pyros. But depending on how I'm feeling, we might start the post-Shadowbringers MSQ. We could do that. I also still need to do Dome and Enclave. But I can't be arsed dealing with it right now. I just can't be arsed. And as we go through the post-patch MSQ, will unlock the new custom deliveries, which I don't even know who they are. I imagine there's one in Yulmore. But that's about all I've got. Oh, we need to do... No. We need to do the weekly quest for the dwarves in Comra. I nearly forgot. Because it's not linked to like an allied society or anything. So I just need to grab more Machina for him. I was doing this as Dancer, wasn't I? Because I could use Peloton and Innovant. Thinking about it, I think the only gear type that I haven't got a level 98 set for at this point is scouting, isn't it? Yeah, because I haven't leveled Ninja or Viper yet. So once I level Ninja, which is probably going to be the one I do after Black Mage, for PvP, I will have a level 98 set of armor for every class archetype. I won't have all the weapons. That's fine. I pick up the weapons as I'm leveling the class anyway, because there's not much point in having them before you're at the level. The only thing that breaks that is the fact that I have stuff that I've gotten from my retainers for like the end of expansion tombstone gear for Endwalker and stuff like that. Like I've got a level 90, yeah, the Moon Ward, Milpreeves. Oh, I didn't realize you could actually see that from here. Oh. Have I just been blind to that this whole time? Whoops. It's not like I actually spend that much time in this area, I suppose. Lally, just the sinner I've been looking for, ho. Another one of those recording devices has arrived from Konog. Seems the lad has more wants to say to you. Here. When you have a moment, be sure to see what's on it. You there! Yeah, the two of you. What are you doing, talking and nodding suspiciously? What are you up to? You're conspiring to take over the village, aren't you? Just like those murderous machines. Huh? What did I just... Oh, my head. Something's not right with Glag. And it's not quite the same sort of not right that follows a few too many casks of ale. Well, whatever it is, it's nothing you need to worry about. I'll take care of it. Now then, was there something else you needed? Is there anything I can help with? Well... Excuse me. What do you want? If you're here to mock us, have done with that and leave us be. No, I'm not here to mock you. On the contrary, I want to join you. I'm usually not one to get involved, preferring to observe from a safe distance, while making the occasional comment to remind people of my presence. Seeing how hard you've been working for the village, I couldn't help but want to make myself useful for a change. Well, we could certainly use all the help we can get. What say you? Shall we welcome him to the crew? Thank you. I'm certain you won't regret it. After that strangeness with Glag, I wasn't sure what to expect from our dour friend. It sure wasn't an offer of help. Anyway, I'll find a moment to talk with the fellow about our plans. When he's managed to settle in, you'll have a word with him too. But to answer your earlier question, there's nothing we need you for right now. Only a matter of time before we call on you again though, so get your feet up while you can. Cool. So the next one I'll have is a new type of weekly quest. Okay. Then yeah, that is where I'll call it for tonight then. We've made some progress. I just need to keep at it with Pyros, but we are not that far off. The majority of it is behind us. The majority of it is behind us. And if I get lucky and have more experiences like today, it might not take too terribly long. Because we got like 300... Yeah, we got like 300 crystals in about 2 hours? Maybe a little bit more than 2 hours. But about 2 hours. And I need just shy of 4,000, so it's probably about 25 more hours worth of Pyros if I get lucky like that. And even then, it took a while for some stuff to spawn. So yeah, we'll eat away at that before too long. Yeah, thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow for some more Super Mario Sunshine. Have a good one. Later.